I'm a big advocate of a tidy and organized card collection, and I had a pretty okay system already in place. But once I got this, organizing my collection became 2.5 times faster. But how can this thing be so much faster than my old traditional setup? Welcome to Absolute Cardboard. Today we're going to be talking about the Cards Slinger. I've been planning on redoing my entire collection for some time now, from storage to which online database I used to which app I used, and I was not super happy about the time I was going to have to invest, so I was looking at new ways to make that process smoother. So I reached out to Cards Slinger for a review copy, to which they graciously provided a full kit, including the upgradable pieces and actually 2 packs of foundations to test with. Unfortunately, I did lose those packs while I was moving, so we'll test with something else. As I began testing this and alternate ways to scan cards into a system, I realized that a full video about all the different options was really kind of pointless, when the simple reality is the Card Slinger is so good there isn't any point to recommending anything else. But what the heck is a Cord Slinger? Simply put, the Card Slinger is a stand for your phone that holds the phone above a bin and allows you to slide cards into that bin. You need to accompany it with some sort of digital collection manager on your phone, most of which by now have card scanners using the phone's built-in camera. Let's start with some of the accoutrement, starting with this sticker. It's cool, it's nice. More importantly, you get this welcome packet made from shipping labels that's about as long as a CVS receipt for one extra small condom. And no, you can't ask me how I know how long that is. This packet will get you a list of suggested apps for specific card games, be it Pokemon or what have you. It'll get you some setup instructions, some guidance on which bin to use for which scenarios, some care tips, and just a lot of cool stuff, all with QR codes for more information. It's stuff like this that makes the Card Slinger seem like kind of a high-quality business punk, like the old AEW CM Punk versus a low-quality punk like WWE CM Punk. Now, for review, I have the Card Slinger Standard, with parts to use the Slinger adjustable attachment. There's also a Card Slinger Lite without any bins and only works on unsleeved standard card sizes, which I did not receive, so I can't vouch for 100%. But if the quality and the polish of this is any indication, you should be in good hands with the Lite, if the Lite fits your needs and or budget. Now, the body is made of a semi-translucent white plastic. It is 3D printed, and then this serves as the base of the entire product. It has this slide in the front where the cards will be put to drop into the bin. It has this little foot on the bottom to ensure the Card Slinger sits at an angle and helps the sliding in of cards. At the center of the body is whichever bin you happen to be using to catch the cards. Now, there are 2 bins that come with the Card Slinger, and they are clearly marked on the sides here. The differing sizes can also accommodate different size cards, but for my purpose, we'll be focusing on just sleeved versus unsleeved. The unsleeved bin says it can hold about 180 unsleeved cards, but I've actually gotten a fair bit more than that into it. The sleeved bin says it can hold about 80 sleeves, and that seems to be undercutting it as well. Now, both bins just slide out the side of the body, and for ease of getting the cards out, it has this cutout on the bottom, which the body also has, so you just stick the finger in and watch the magic happen, like what I do with your mother. Now, these ridges on the top provide grip for either the standard stand or the adjustable. And one of the cool things about the Card Slinger is that even with the standard stand, you still have some level of adjustment by moving it into different grooves for whichever weird phone camera system you have. Now, even though the standard stand is the standard option, it's actually pretty premium. All of the parts have a very nice look and feel, and the standard stand has this little lip like a phone stop, and while not a huge thing, this stand has support for heavier phones over here in the corner. Now, for the adjustable stand, it forgoes the support wall in the corner for a 3-piece screw tightening system, allowing for ultimate control for whichever weird camera you may get in the future. And while the ultimate system may not be entirely needed, it is future-proofing for whatever weird cameras might start popping up in whatever weird, like, folding phone thing is. Then I guess you can fold it up to make it less spacious for like storage purposes. Though I don't think the standard stand and the body take up that much room anyways. And when the stand is out, you can kind of wrap it by the body to store it, and I will show the appropriate dimensions here. Before you can really consider buying this, you need to know that it is compatible with only a certain amount of card scanning apps. And the reason for that is that the cards will rest in this bin, and some apps will read the card constantly over and over. For example, my last app required you to place the card to be scanned, and then once the card shows up on the app, remove the card from under the phone, make sure it's added correctly within the app, and then completely redo all the steps. With the Card Slinger and many structures and apps with it, you need an app that scans but won't read the card again once it's already been kind of processed. Now, in the instructions, they do provide a list of apps they recommend. The recommended option by Card Slinger and myself is ManaBox. I'm not going to say you should switch if you already have a system that works for you. I'm just espousing what I think is the best. ManaBox has a free and paid version, where I use the free version because it gets me what I need, which is basically just scanning and 2 collections or like binder system. And for my purposes, I really only need 2 collections because I want to split my collection into originals, manufactured from packs, that kind of thing, and proxies. So that way I can differentiate the ones that have actual resale value and the ones where the prices are monitored and manipulated by Wizards of the Coast to determine which foil printings are in which secret layers. God, I am a sassy bitch. To show exactly how quick this system is, I'm going to provide a little side-by-side example. For that, let's head over to the other desk. So here is the entirety of my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Play Booster box, and I think about like 4 packs from the Team Up box. If you want to see the full box opening, you can check out my Patreon, where I have my openings, random videos, as well as a monthly state of the channel type video where I show what's coming up on the channel, kind of content-wise. Also provide some sneak peeks, sneak previews of upcoming deck boxes. Now, when I open a box, I usually sort them by commons and then uncommons, mythics and rares, the land slot as well. And then I do a pile for foils, and then later break those foils into essentially the same categories, but a lot shinier. But in this video, for the sake of speed, I think we will just go ahead and do pile of mythic rares, pile of basic full art lands, and then the uncommons, as well as their shiny foil counterparts. This should give us a wide variety of all the different colors and different art treatments so that we can test the limits of the scanners in conjunction with the Card Slinger and my old setup with an iPhone holder. So without further ado, let's get to the side-by-side test, and we'll see exactly how long it takes to get all of these into a digital organization, collection, manager thingy. Now, a few things for this test. This isn't like a super scientific test, just a very broad example of what could be possible when you change your system to something like this. And you'll notice that kind of towards the end, there's a stack of cards that my old system just didn't recognize no matter what, and I would have to go in and manually add them later on, and that's not necessarily an indictment of that system. That stuff just kind of happens with every system, I'm sure. And I'm sure there are optimal ways to set up the process for every system to make them even more streamlined, but the results of this example is so wide it should be easy to see which one will save you the most time. Now, as we get to the end of the Card Slinger portion, it's going to wrap up around 5:44. I do want to say that, again, the system on the right is not bad, but you will notice that I do have 1, 2, 3 stacks of cards just kind of on the table, with the middle slot being scanned and then having to move that from slot to slot. I am pulling from the upper left-hand slot. And you will also notice that I do need some sort of contrasting, usually white-ish type background to get these to scan as well as they possibly can. This will go on for about 9 more minutes. I'm going to speed this up super duper fast so we can get on to the rest of the video. But ultimately, one has to ask, is this for me? And first and foremost, you have to be someone who adds a lot of cards to your collection. I would say that if you're the type of person to get a booster box each set, that's probably the amount of new cards I would say that makes this worth it. Or if you just get new cards here and there and just kind of let them pile up into a big stack on your desk, you might want it then as well. But if you can manage cards as they come in, and you can probably then just do that manually, you don't need anything. And I would also say you need to not have a system you're already happy with. For a long time, I used a depreciated scanning app and this iPhone phone mount, and it was more or less fine, but it wasn't fun. It was a chore, and it wasn't super seamless and fast like this one is. So if you have a system you are using, this could be a luxury upgrade, but if you've got something that already works, it might not be worth it. It's up to you. And if you're like a part-time seller on eBay or TCG Player, this could be pretty useful to get cards into your inventory. But if you are a very big store and doing like tens of thousands of sales a year, there are probably more better and more industrial options out there for you. I think the most important person that this could be for is someone kind of new to the game, where you have some cards and are just exploring the game, and you maybe haven't actually concerned yourself with having a collection online. There will most likely be a point where you do go balls deep into Magic, and it could be too late at that point. Ask anybody. Sorting and organizing your cards is a bitch, especially when it's cards that are just going into some storage and you aren't going to actually using them. Seriously, it's like an entire weekend. And something like the Cards Slinger will most assuredly help. So much so that I think I'm actually going to reorganize my entire collection. It's been a pretty long time since I did, and cards fall through the cracks and you replace cards in decks and forget to log what you did. So every once in a few years, I do kind of just redo everything. And with the Card Slinger, I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. Now, you can get the Card Slinger through their website or on Etsy, where I'll have this QR code here and a link in the description, but you can also actually 3D print one yourself. They have an older version of it. That's I think like the version 3. So if you have your own 3D printer, you can just make one yourself, and I will have the link in the description for that as well. There you can find links to my Patreon, where you can get early and exclusive videos. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel for more videos just like this one. Be sure to check out this playlist of all the cool 3D printed deck boxes and accessories that I've reviewed. And until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.